Politics show. As I said, one of the top newsmakers of the day, attorney Peter Petrarca, was in court this morning. Now, this is pertaining to the challenge to Providence's speed cameras. Tell us what happened.
Well, the judge decided not to issue a temporary restraining order. However, in his discussion, preliminary discussion, he found his feeling is that the summonses or the citations were defective. So we feel it's a win. That's what we've been saying. And now he's ordered us to mediation to try to get a settlement.
Okay, so no restraining order, but as you said, getting that indication from the judge that these are defective. Talk with us about what you heard as the rationale for the defectiveness of the summons.
The judge indicated that one of the most important parts was the fact that the insurance, the summons couldn't affect your insurance, and in fact that's false.
Move you a little closer over here.
Also the 4 points of the citation were just incorrect.
So what now? You talk about going to mediation. I mean, what's your strategy going into this?
The strategy is to try to get the people who paid the tickets paid back.
Okay.
That's the settlement strategy. Also, the judge ordered us to look at the statute or the summons and attempt to rewrite it or have the city rewrite it.
So you're basically doing city business.
Correct. It's kind of a private ACLU right now.
You're a private ACLU. I mean, are these the laws of unintended consequences? Was this program just rolled out so quickly that they didn't think through the minutia, but they're important?
I think that they did not read the law and match it with the citation. Yes, I think that's what happened. They just sent it the wrong way.
So going to mediation, as you said, looking at it, giving the suggestions about how it should be written, but also making sure that the people who had already paid get paid back. How much money are we talking? How many people?
We're talking around 20,000 tickets. We don't believe that all 20,000 are going to be entitled to any type of relief.
Okay.
Some of them that haven't paid may be able to get a new court date under a revised summons.
Okay.
The ones that have paid, our contention is, not the city, our contention is plaintiffs, that they need to be paid back something. And that's what we're discussing.
So do we have a sense of time frame, how long this is going to take to sort of hammer out with the city, with the courts?
It's going to move very rapidly.
And is it just the sense of urgency surrounding the program? Because it pretty much affects all Providence residents and all drivers.
It involves everyone in the state. I think the city knows that there are things they need to fix, and they're looking to fix it so they can roll out this program properly without this air of disgust around it, I guess.
And I mean, what's your sense when you hear from people and you've heard of the suit? What happens now when you tighten up the program and it's actually legally viable? Is that sort of going to be when the city and you talk with folks saying, well, here we now have a program that maybe should have been in place in the first place?
Well, I think that if they rolled it out the proper way, and for example, the signs that they use are supposed to actually be 1,375 feet away from a school zone.
Okay.
So if they actually gave a person an ability to slow down, I think it would work. And also, kudos to the city. The city indicated today that the amount of violations were going down. However, that doesn't alleviate the fact that you're using an illegal citation to rake in all this money. And that's really what we're talking about.
And so let's talk a little bit about what, again, you mentioned the issues that the judge had with why the summons were not in compliance. So explain, what's now the ideal program going to look like?
The city needs to rewrite the citation to match the law that was written. So not to get technical, but they need to identify that it's a speeding violation or whatever type of violation it is. Right now, they don't identify that. They need to take away the part that says it doesn't affect your insurance rates, because in the law it says after adjudication, it may. They just need to be open, honest, and give someone proper notice. And the issue, one of the bigger issues is, if you don't think it affects your insurance rates, you may pay the ticket. And in fact, it may, and you may have decided to fight it had you thought it affected your insurance rates.
Again, all these laws of unintended consequences. And when you originally had approached with this legal challenge and you, again, had this cohort of folks who already had tickets, what was the reaction you had gotten from folks that you were stepping up to the plate and taking this to court?
They were ecstatic and they were ticked. They're ticked at the city. It's a good program. It needed more notice. It needs proper notice with the signs where the cameras are, and I think people will abide by them. But the way they do it now, you could say, and I don't believe they wanted it to be, but you could say it was a money grab.
Well, we'll see what happens moving forward. The city has said safety. We've seen all the folks turn out to court. We've seen now you in court today. You talk about going to mediation. You talk about it happening rapidly. You know, when's the next time you'll be sort of sitting down at the table around this?
We've already entered into settlement discussions. I think that within probably the next 60 days, you'll hear of something happening, or it might even be over.
Okay, well, we're going to continue to keep an eye on this. I don't think there's anyone here, either Providence or the state, that hasn't heard about the speed camera program, the controversy surrounding it. But again, with your being in court today, looking to see what happens moving forward, it's now in mediation. Anything else folks should know while we have you in here, Peter?
No.
Know where the speed cameras are and drive the speed limit?
There you go. There you go.
But then wait a minute, what would Peter do?
That's right.
I appreciate your taking the time to come in. Again, this is such a big issue that folks have been keeping an eye on. Being in court today, getting the skinny from you as to what took place, we're going to continue to report on it here. But Peter Petrarca, I appreciate your taking the time to come into GoLocal Live. I'll let you go around the corner. Okay, thanks so much. Peter Petrarca, I appreciate him coming in today. That just about wraps up another day here in the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 o'clock with The Taste, 4 o'clock news and politics. Wishing everyone a good Tuesday evening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your feedback. I'm GoLocal News Editor Kate Nagel.